Hello and welcome back to the channel. Nice day today. Can't grumble about this weather. You know, it is what it is. Yes, the studio is locked and closed for the winter, so no more filming in there. So what we're going to do is be doing the majority of the filming into the venue, and a lot of it outside in the cold. Great. So we are going to today do the i3, some bits and bobs that you won't know about, some other bits and bobs that everyone knows about. Some of you will turn around and say, we don't need to know that, Kevin, because we already know, we're BMW connoisseurs. Well, trust me, there's a lot of people out there who have asked me, where do I find this? What do I do with that? How can I do this? So here's 10 small little things that quirks, bits and bobs you might not know about the i3, but now you will if you watch the video. So let's do this. Well, welcome back in the i3. It's my second home. You know, if I'm not in the house, I'm in this. We'll start with a pretty easy one that most folk, if I'm in the dark here, sorry about this, most folk will realise that it's a BMW trait anyway, not just an i3 trait, and that's these buttons in front of me here. Numbers 1 to 8. Now, they are touch sensitive. People think you just use them as, you know, go up to it and press it. But if you just touch over one of them, on here you will see, let's just pan back a bit there. And if you see, as I'm going across them, look, without pressing them, just touching them, they all will change. Now I've got a lot of mine to my sat-nav. So for example, you know, that one's scaled at 250 yards, well, that's gem radio there for some reason. That's a mile out on my sat-nav. And so they do actually go along with what I've got them set to. This here, number 8, I do have set for something else to come on, and I will press that now and hold and save. Now that normally will bring on my Apple CarPlay. There you go, look at that, perfection. So they are touch sensitive buttons all the way along here. So if you didn't know that, you know it now. Okay, here's another one for you. If you're spoiled like me, you might have 2 of these things, proverbial cup holders, and even with, wow, the insert, okay, which is great because that's where your key goes. But I've done that, I've mentioned these before. If you're not spoilt like me and you've only got the one cup holder, there is something you can do with it. Let me show you. Cup holders. I have this thing about cup holders. They ain't cheap things, you know. If you see one come up second hand, get them. They're normally fetching about 25 quid, and you should get them with the rubber insert at the bottom. And I have got some spare rubber inserts. If I just pan down here, for some reason in all my rubbish I've got 2 spare. So make sure you get the rubber inserts with them. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. So cup holders, back to it. I'm going to just race you down here, and there you go. Now you now have 3 positions. 1 with my fat chubby fingers in the way, 2, and the one that's already in is 3. So you can take that out there, okay, which is quite normally easy to do. If you've got the one, have it in the middle or have it to the passenger side. So if you didn't know that, guess what, you know it now. Number 3 in the things that you might not have known is, of course, 12-volt sockets on these things. But there is 3 that I can genuinely tell you straight away. One is down in this glove box here, which I won't bore you too much with. The next one is in the trunk, in the boot. I'll go and show it you. And there it is. Simples. that is number 2. I have got my cameras into those, so that's that one. And just don't make the same mistake as I did. Here is the cap, okay, that fills that void if you're not using it. I let that go down here, okay. Door wouldn't shut. I didn't know it had gone in there, and I was looking for everything for ages why my reversing camera wouldn't come on. And if your tailgate, yeah, is not shut correctly, your reversing camera will not come on. So just make sure that you get that out of the way, and I put it back in there now, and it should be okay. So that's number 2. And number 3. Now this is right tucked under where your cup holders are, okay, just above it, and there's a little light as well at the back of that. There it is. That's number 3. Now, a lot of people don't know that it's there, and if you're somebody who knew it was there, I apologise for telling you. If you didn't know it was there, hey, it's a useful piece of kit, because I've got mine doing my front camera through my screen. So that is where the third 12-volt socket is. Now you know. Here I'm going to show you one to do with the handbrake, and another one to do with auxiliary heating, as it's called. Let's do the handbrake first. Now, if you've been a watcher of my videos before, you've seen what I've done on some, and I've actually clicked it on and clicked it off. I don't know if you could hear that then. Back on again. Now, the little trick is, of course, that, again, some people might not know this, others should do. I would guess 80% of us do, but hey, here we go. So, as you then start the car and put it into gear, okay, so I'm going to now put it in reverse. And so now in reverse, reversing camera's come on, obviously, mirror's gone down that side, but the handbrake has stayed on. Now, without me touching it, if I just simply touch my accelerator, it's gone, and I can start moving as I am now. So there you go. Now I'll put it back into drive, and I'll show you one more time. I will put the handbrake on manually, okay. Ooh, now on. So I'll leave the camera here, and you'll see that as I put it in to drive and touch my accelerator, there you go, it goes off. I know I am very near my garage door now. So there you go, that is the handbrake, the electronic handbrake. You don't have to do it manually, it will do it automatically. And let me just put it into park now to shut it up. That's something else, by the way, that some people wouldn't know. Just simply push the park button instead of taking it out and put it into park. Push the park button and it will go straight in. Can't roll anywhere, can't go anywhere. Please be aware that you will have to still put that on. Okay, so there you go. That's the park brake. If you didn't know it was automatic once you touch the accelerator, guess what? You do now. Okay, here's something else that I didn't know when I first had this car, that it did it. Obviously I've used it quite a few times now. There's times when you park up, yep, you get out of the car, you go to the shops, you come back, and guess what? It's freezing cold in the car again. Okay, you got the app to preheat things and whatever. There is auxiliary heating, and it's an option you'll find on the car every time you park it up. I'll show you how it's done. Okay, we've started the car up, you're going to go forward, you come in your parking space, you park, you stop, yep, you switch her off. Now on that screen, if you can see that, it does actually say activate auxiliary climate control. Okay, so all you got to do is get on the wheel down here, all right, and bring it down one, which I've just done. I'll show you that as I'm doing it. So up there, down one, click it. Now listen, the heating is coming on its own. I can now get out of this car, shut the door, lock the door, and that heating will still stay on for 30 minutes. And when you come back in, okay, all you got to do as soon as you come back in and start the car like that, and you go back to normal heating controls, which then allow you to switch it off if it's too hot. Brilliant thing when it's stone cold. Now you can do it the other way round. You can do it so that the aircon is on, so it keeps cold in the summer. I use that on cold days to keep me warm in the winter. So yeah, great thing. If you didn't know, you know now. So let's take you into the back here for one reason and one reason only. Tucked right down here is a foam filler. Now there's two little marks on there, and if you read them, one actually says tailgate and the other one says charge flap. Well, obviously if you just do this and it's on with a little clip, behind here is two buttons, and again on them it does actually say emergency charge flap and tailgate release. Now I'm not sure on the American one it's got the tailgate. If any of my American viewers are out there, tell me if you've got two or you've just got the one. So there you go, that's the emergency for charge flap, tailgate. So if you didn't know, you know now. We all know what's in here, the front trunk. Now what happens if you can't get in there? What happens if you need to know where your emergency release is? Let me show you. Yes, it might be in the owner's manual if you find all this information, all you clever people out there saying it's in your owner's manual. So here we are. Simply do that, and then here you will find a pull cord. That gets you in to your front trunk. So if you didn't know, you know now. Hello. This one I've deliberately kept back until it got dark. Let me just lift the camera up. Pitch black. So I'm out here doing this one because you wouldn't see it any other way. This one is done off here. Now it basically is for security, so that on a real dark night you look in your car, you can't see a great deal. And you think, well, let's have a look. So all you do is click the button. Look at the blue haze and you can see into the vehicle. So there you go. And then it goes white again. So all that is the center button. If you can see this or not, but it's the center button there. And blue she goes. And then it goes off again. So that is a security thing, so you can look inside your car in the pitch black, and it's all done in electric blue. So if you didn't know that, you know now. One more time. I do like that. Okay, another one that you might not know too. It's a hot day, okay? You've got the windows open, yeah, both sides. You've got the sunroof open, if you're lucky enough to have the option, and your mirrors are out. You've just parked up. On here, again, this would be common to BMW owners, pretty much standard across the range, but if you're new to the i3 and you didn't know, then that button there, if it's equipped as an option, will do this. You hear it click, windows go up, mirrors go in, sunroof shuts. Okay, this is the one that most people don't know about. Yes, the big BMW button in the middle gives you full closure. The top one, most people will just press once to get in. If you press that top button, okay, and keep your finger on it like so, mirrors, windows, sunroof option if you've got it. You're back to square one. Everything's now open again, just with the press of that top button. So if you didn't know, you know now. Okay, something else that I've been asked about in the past: VIN number recognition. It's here through the screen, okay? But there is also somewhere else, there is a sticker on the car, and it should be there, that people look for the VIN, the VIN number, the vehicle identification number. So that's one place where I'm pointing out now. Okay, and let me just show you the next one. Walk around the car again. I think you might have seen this actually if you're eagle-eyed when I've shown you down here before. And right next here is the sticky plate. If you can just see that, folks, I hope you can. And then you've got the VIN number of the vehicle and a bit of more information, made in Germany. So that is the other plate that you need to find, if you can't, to check that with your VIN number through your screen. Them two numbers should match, and if they don't, might be a problem with your car. Has it been cloned? Has it been repaired and put together? So don't forget that number there with the number on that sticker. Get them checked. Well, I know there's going to be people out there looking at this saying, oh, read your owner's manual. You know, some people haven't got their owner's manual, and yes, some of it is electronically on the dash. You can look into your service side and whatever, and there's certain things it will tell you with pictures and everything else. Those guys are not people for, you know, getting an owner's manual out and going, oh, we'll have a look at that, you know, and oh, I've got to read this. Most of us are not geeky enough to do that. We'll get in a car and we'll find out these things as we go along. So hopefully this is being helpful, and if it's taught you anything, that's great. That's all I wanted to do. If it's taught you naff all, then I apologise for wasting your time and mine. But I think it's useful to know these little tiny icks and bicks about your car. Even if you only use one of these things and go, wow, I didn't know I could do that. Or you look at me and go, Kevin, I know all 10, you're not that clever. Sorry, folks. Can't be great all the time. There's plenty more on the channel for you to look at. Our family adventures and what we do with the i3 and use it on a regular basis, just as any ICE car that we've ever owned. Watch some of the other videos, and I've got a 1 year review as well on here somewhere. So please nip through my posts. You'll find them all on there. Some great content. Please subscribe. Please ring that doorbell, as I call it. I know you two don't like you calling it a doorbell. Ring that icon. So that every time I post something, you're going to get it. And if you're not subscribing, why not? I need to know. Let me know why. We'll catch you later.